Bonjour, welcome back to another video. Just out on a walk now, and fuck, look at the river's so high, like with the rain over the last couple of days. But again, the water level's so high, it's literally like sort of parallel with me, sort of when I'm walking. Like it's sort of again, I obviously I come here every day, so I can see sort of it's like covering the banks. It's like the way I normally sort of the stone and like the picnic tables I normally go. It's like it's completely covered. That's crazy. Yeah. Anyway, like obviously Madrid's done. Hyrox is done. I had some days off last week, so because I got back sort of when I got back Saturday night, literally sort of from Heathrow, late Saturday night, and then Sunday, Monday, I was just out. I was fucking wiped out. Just like the come down from everything. Just so much fatigue. My stomach was like kicking off my gastritis, like inflammation in the stomach, because I was just eating so much shit as well, probably. Like all different types of stress. The stress from the event, stress from traveling, then the stress from like shit food, things like that. Perhaps like Tuesday or Wednesday, I was sort of feeling back to normal. I'm back into swing of things. Look at that. That's literally sort of on the same level as me. There's at least, it's up like a good sort of 2 meters, I'd say. Just obviously had a rest. Probably sort of, I got back to training Wednesday. I jumped back into some lifting. So that was probably like, since obviously competing Friday, it's probably like 5.5 days, I think it was, in total time. So a nice chance to like sort of let my body, my joints, my like the soft tissues more specifically, like the tendons and ligaments, things like that, my hip, my mind, let that rest and just not have to like, oh my god, you got B-plate. And then obviously, like I said at the start of the week, I wasn't in a capacity to do anything anyway. I sort of got back to some training on Wednesday, did some lifting, like some upper body, more like dominant lifting, some bench, because the new phase I'm starting now is more lifting. We're doing like full body lifts 3 times a week. Typically, it's obviously Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then perhaps like a Tuesday and Saturday we'll do some sort of like one will be like an easier, longer run, and 2 will be like sort of some sort of interval run, or just intervals on other like cardio machines. So that's what that's going to look like. Jump back in, more upper body stuff, just to, again, that's fresh. My legs have been hitting up, so it's just okay. We jump back in some bench press and pull-ups, some arm work and stuff like that. And it felt so fucking good, like lifting again, and doing some strength work as well. And I was like, oh yes. And like just lifting now, like relaxed more, so they're not sort of focused with that deadline. It's awesome. So yeah, trained Wednesday. Did some along an easy bike on Thursday, lifted on Friday, did some deadlifts and some more body and it's more like a full body session, but more I've still just eased off the lower body too much. Saturday then went for like a sort of a fast 5k, trying to sort of set like a testing week for the sort of the new phase I'm on. Rested then, decorated the tree Sunday finally, and like last night I was squatting. I haven't squatted for a while, like barbell squatting. I haven't done it for a while. I don't know. I think it's because like I've put it off, because I don't know really, because again, like, I've always gone to just like lunges or split squats or leg press or like RDLs, things like that, and I just haven't. Since I've been like sort of back squatting and deadlifting my more barbell work, I love it. I fucking miss it, and I'm like, oh my god, I love doing it. So yeah, it's been great getting back, like training and excited, just like where I'm at now, just having that sort of lifting again, building some muscle, building some strength, especially now this time of year. I'm not dieting, like calories will still be a little bit higher, around maintenance. Because again, obviously it's December, it's this time of year, there's a lot more sort of festivities, mince pies, quality street, like socials, perhaps going out, more meals out, things like that. So just sort of, and then obviously with Christmas week itself, it's like you've done. Why would you it's no point dieting now, so you're forcing fat loss now, okay? Like, it's just use to sort of go into like a maintenance, like I do with my clients as well, like increase your calories, and then obviously still keep training, still keep consistent with all the actions, and then obviously use these extra calories now to fuel the strength, fuel some PBs, fuel the muscle growth, and that's what it is. It's just like each week now trying to sort of build upon me, like my lifts, come away, keep some running in, but keep away from Hyrox and stuff, and all perhaps I'm going to do this for probably about 2 months, and then sort of in January then obviously I'm going to assess, depending on when it's obviously I'm trying to aim for Cardiff Hyrox, when the tickets come up for that, and then probably another Hyrox then in next year then as well at some other point. For the next 2 months now, December, January, it's just going to be, watch out for this mud here, it's like, whoop, hello. Yeah, it's just going to be like 3 times a week or so more lifting. And yeah, it just feels so good. It hits differently to sort of like intervals or like a Hyrox type workout. Everything like hits differently. It has different effects, and like it like releases endorphins in different ways. Like I said, like training in the gym compared to training outside. You go for a run outside, it feels so much different, and just compared to just smashing yourself on sort of the rower or whatever. And then compared to like doing sort of some bench press, where again they all sort of like stimulate you differently. So yeah, that's been good. And like I said, just loving the sort of Christmas time at the moment. Like I said, trees decorated, watching the Christmas films, mince pie reviews are cranking out. We'll get another one in tomorrow, so keep an eye on my stories. There's one, trying to do one every sort of 2 days sort of thing. Keep you guys, all you guys want it, you demand it. So what else is going on? Yeah, I got like a few nights out, like with clients, with family, the gym guys. What else? And then obviously like ice skating, winter wonderland, things like that. So it's just, again, like obviously love this time of year. It's a great time of year. So what I want to touch on now is January approaches. Like what people tend to do in January, what you should do and what you shouldn't do, basically. Because again, like what maybe the sort of like it's like a couple of weeks left now before January. Everyone's just like, most people sack it off now. That's a typical thing. Or let's get Christmas out the way first. And okay, great, whatever. I'm conversations. Oh yeah, I'd start like so back in January. I was like, you've got 2 weeks. You can still do stuff, and you're off work, and you'll have more time. Anyway, that's a different story. That's another rant I've ranted about enough. Okay, like in January again, people look to sort of like they tend to look for like extreme measures sort of thing. They try to sort of wear like the alpha badge and just sort of lots of different like sort of big protocols, like I want to smash January, hit it hard, things like that. Like obviously get rid of all this weight and just you got to pay off the interest first. Like if you stay consistent, you wouldn't have to do this. You could just take off from where you left off. Anyway, again, another story, another rant. Sorry, it's resurfacing. But again, like what people tend to do again is I've heard already. I'm going to start on sort of like there's dry January, isn't it? Like sort of there's some sort of like people jump on like some sort of 8-week plan or something like that. Then people like do like 75 hard or something like that. Or I'm just going to do some sort of diet. I'm going to do some sort of like whether it's keto, carnivore, I don't know, some shit, some sort of detox tea, some sort of 7-day cleanse, some sort of shit like that. Again, it'll be loads more, and it'll be inundated with loads of shit. And people ask me then, Al, what about this? Al, should I try this? This is on my sort of, I saw this advert. What do you think of this? And they all fall in the same fucking category. Like they all work. They all help you lose weight because they cut out stuff. They restrict stuff in some way. Okay, so it's not sort of like you've got like a carnivore again, just sort of or keto or like dry January again. You're gonna feel like. You're gonna like whatever you do is it's gonna it reduces something in some way, and again like you're gonna lose weight in January because you've just gone from this huge sort of like perhaps week and a half, like 2 weeks sort of like all-inclusive buffet where you probably smashed your face and indulged and just like sort of smothered yourself in fucking gluttony and greed and just sort of like lost all self-respect. Because there's a fine line between sort of obviously indulging, like enjoying yourself with food, and then just being a fucking pig. So again, like people like eating all this, and then just even if you went back to baseline, again, you'd lose weight. You don't need to go from like obviously this is what people normally eat, and then they go and eat this over Christmas, consume this, and then all they need to do is go back to the usual way of eating. But what they do, they go down here, they go some extreme way, so they create this massive gap that they don't need to do. And then obviously, yes, they lose weight. Of course they do it. Losing stone in the first week. But that's all it lasts for. That's as long as it goes. Because then it just sort of, it's gone too much. Like, again, they can't survive like this. It's too much of a transition the body's not used to. It's like, what the fuck is this? That after a week or so, the mind catches up. Because you've thrown the kitchen sink at it. You've gone too hard. You've made too much of a transition. And it's like, this is so savage. I am getting appetite. My appetite's through the roof. I mean, I'm craving everything. My energy's gone. It's just hard. I'm bored of this food already. I'm just like, oh my god. I'm just looking at sort of the leftover chocolates and stuff. I want to drink all these different things because you just cut stuff out. You've gone from such a transition overnight. And then again, January, like I said, the last about 2 weeks, and then that's done. That's blown. And then like sort of, oh my god, it takes you perhaps a week or so to like recalibrate and just get back to sort of usual way of eating and just, I needed that. Like, diet's done now, whatever. And you gain that weight back, and then who knows, you might start it back in a few weeks. And this is what always fucking happens, and it does my fucking head in. Because I speak to people in January, and then obviously like the start of January, it's like, oh yeah, I'm good. I'm like sort of, oh, and obviously it's fine. You're pumped, you're motivated, you're excited. That's great because everyone's doing this fresh start, whatever. And you jumped on some sort of new plan. Great, cool. And then okay, I'll speak to you in the end of January then, and we'll start working together. No, I'll be good, Al. I was like, okay, cool. And then the end of January, yeah, okay, cool. Oh yeah, Al, yeah. And basically, I told you so. Like I know how this plays out. I see it all the time. I've done it myself. I like sort of, it happens every fucking year, and you don't learn. Okay, so what you need to understand is the sort of whatever you go into is just, you don't need some sort of intense restrictive approach, like some sort of like, again, it's just, you just need a progressive thing. Like you don't need to jump into sort of, I spoke to someone yesterday who I'm doing 75 hard, which means you train every day, twice a day. Every day you live on like a calorie controlled diet and like sort of smash your water and things like that. And just for most people who perhaps train once or twice a week, if that, or once or twice a month, and then trying to like jump into sort of training every day, twice a day, like it's just, what the fuck? You wouldn't do that in any other sort of like, you wouldn't just walk into a job and like walk in as the CEO. No, you progress. You wouldn't walk into the gym and then try and lift the sort of bench 100 kilos when you know you can't do a fucking press up. Okay, but people try and do it with their lifestyle. Probably they try and do it with their habits and the sort of their nutrition. And this is why it doesn't fucking work. Same with running as well. People try and go, oh, I'm going to start running. And then they just go out and try and do a 10K. Like, fucking hell. They can't even sort of run 10 meters. And then they're trying to run 10K. You wonder why they're injured. Anyway, the point being, again, it's just going from sort of what you're currently used to this. It's just doesn't fucking work. Okay, and this is why it always backfires on you. It's not about, you get caught up in it and it sounds good, you get caught up in the marketing, you get caught up in the sort of like the time of year, everyone's doing something, the hype, and then, oh fuck it, yeah, I'll jump in, let's go. And then Monday, you take your pics and like, oh, you feel good Monday, Tuesday, and it's like, oh, I see it all the time, I'm just, what the fuck? You just like, well, you find out the hard way, won't you? So this is what happens. And so people start, like I said, it's just way too much again. A week or so it might, but then the body catches up, and then like I said, they got no energy. They're so hard. They can't balance it with work and the kids and everything as well. Their body's beat up from all the training. Probably got niggles or injuries already. This like they're craving, so like some pizza or some beer. Like they're starving because they're like, and they're just bored of the food they're eating. It's like sort of it's bland or whatever they've done, and they're just like, oh, it's not fucking worth it. Yeah, like you just made too much of a transition. You just fucked it again. You've just done the same thing. You never learn your fucking lesson. Okay, it's like me, like putting on sun cream. I never learned my lesson. It took me sort of until I was like 25 to learn to put sun cream on, because I always got burnt on the first fucking 2 days of like holiday. Anyway, so again, when you go into January, what you should do, or what you want to look at doing, obviously, like one, get some help for starters. Don't try and do it by yourself. You can, like, I'll sort of, and I'll speak to you at the end of Jan, like when it hasn't worked out, cool. But yeah, what you want to do is just a progression, okay? All you need to do, like in the first week of January, you don't need to do it. Just go back to your usual way of eating, how you're eating in sort of perhaps November. Go back to that. You don't need to sort of go on some sort of diet, because you've just, like I said earlier, you've got this massive influx you've just had for like the last week or two of just food and calories and alcohol, and you've just been smashing your face. Just reduce that, like, and go back to where you were in eating, just a normal way of eating, whatever it was. That's creating a massive gap, and that will sort of, okay, that will help you lose weight, okay? That will make you feel better, because you go away from all that fucking shit. Then perhaps again, start exercising, okay? Can you go to the gym? So if you like sort of once, 2, 3 times a week. If you don't want to because the gyms are rammed, okay, just go and sort of just do some steps, go for a walk. Like you can work in the gym like later on when the gyms like die down. Can you do some stuff at home? Can you do some like some body weight sort of workouts? There's loads on YouTube. Again, just go like sort of 20, 30 minutes. Can you go for like a 20, 30 minute run? Something like that. Again, that's plenty. That's fucking enough. Okay, you don't need to go the opposite way. Again, you just do that. You do that for 4 weeks. I guarantee you will lose 5 to 7 kilos. Okay, you don't need to, because all you need to do, you need to go from there just down to here and keep this consistent. You don't need to go from there all the way down to fucking the other extreme. And that's why, again, it never fucking works out for you. Again, if you want help, if you want to sort of chat about stuff, or like, because you perhaps this is, I've actually learned my lesson, I've done this enough times, I want to actually do something different, then yeah, just drop me a message. You can drop me a message on Instagram, just Alan Edwards Fitness. just hit me up and just let's chat and just sort of like have a more of a sort of a structured, a more of a sort of progressive approach, a more sustainable approach. So, because what we want to do is like, it's not about winning January, it's about winning the fucking year. It's not winning like sort of the first 2 weeks, it's about winning like the sort of the next 12 and the next 52 weeks. Because that's what happens there. People just like, they start well or throw the kitchen sink in it. It never fucking works. It never lasts. And then again, March, fucking hell, no, they're not doing it. And then look, okay, can we make sure we're still doing it by August? By next January, we want to still be doing it, because that's the goal, to get in shape and stay in shape.